But there's some good news.
Mm.
Disney is continuing to suffer.
Thank God. And
Unfathomable.
Mm-hmm.
Disney World is just about empty during the summer vacation season.
Yep. I mean, I was watching some individuals online, and some of the rides, the wait was like 10 to 15 minutes.
Yep.
And then some of the other ones was like the longest somebody waited was like 26 minutes.
Yeah.
That's unheard of.
Attendance is at a 10-year low.
Good.
It's I think they're on their way out. Lighter weight at Disney, that's the only good thing, right? Waits are down to, for some things like Hollywood Studios, to under 25 minutes.
Yep.
Good riddance, as far as I'm concerned.
Listen, after what Disney has done, they have literally burned through billions upon billions of dollars to make propaganda that nobody wants to see. Because when you look at the products they're putting out, it's just propaganda. Like maybe it started off with a good story, and then you got to add in, you got to have the black people and the other people of color, and you got to have the gays and the trans, and all of this, Trump hating, fear mongering language.
Yeah.
And people are like, no, I don't want to see that.
No, and representation by itself is fine as long as it's not about the representation. Look, you go out into the world, especially in big cities where a lot of these, movies tend to be filmed. Yeah, you're going to find more Asian people, more black people, et cetera. So it makes more sense to have representative groups in there. But this wasn't pioneered by Disney, but to hear them talk, you would think that diversity in films didn't exist before 2015.
Yeah, I know.
It's pathetic. I mean, go watch the Joel Silver action films of the 1980s. Those movies are brimming over with every type of race and ethnicity you can think of. Correct. And Arnold probably killed them all.
Probably.
I've seen Commando.
Yeah. I don't know, man. This is insane. And listen, I hope I think what we're seeing here, again, we're seeing the people in the middle who are now getting sick and tired of this horse shit. They're waking up, and they're not rewarding these companies with their money.
Yeah. And it's because they crossed the line in the sand that we had all previously agreed on. Do not fuck with people's kids.
Correct.
As soon as you do that, as soon as you try to force things onto children that they are not ready for, because that's really what's happening. We know that over half of the kids who are going through this gender-affirming shit, their moms have narcissistic personality disorder or Munchausen by proxy. Mm-hmm. That's a study that goes back like 30 years. Now, I mean, that's probably bigger because more women are on head meds than have ever been. But we're not going to find an actual scientific study on that that's going to get any sort of mainstream clout because it will not be published. There's no money in telling the truth anymore, and that's by design.
Yep. I think 1/3 of the women under the age of 30 are on head meds of some type.
Yeah, it was like 1/4, but I want to say by now it's probably up to 1/3.
Well, that 1/4, I mean, that was 12 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's probably worse now.
Yep. And there was a video, Digital Deuce sent it, that I was going through trying to curate some of his stuff today. I didn't grab it, but this guy was talking about how psychological illnesses and ailments are actually created. And that's the terminology he used, created. Literally, you get a bunch of people in a room who sell drugs, and they vote on whether or not something should be classified as an illness.
Wow.
That's it. It's total fraud.
Wow.
Good times. And just like, and if it could be voted into existence, just like the transgender thing, it can be voted out of existence. Well, it's not considered a mental illness anymore. But because it's profitable now.
Well, I'm sorry. It's called a delusion. If you think you're something that you're not, that's a delusion.
Yeah.
You're not. If somebody said they were, Napoleon Bonaparte.
Bonaparte.
Sorry, it's dyslexia.
That's what you used to do in the army. You used to Bonaparte.
You're like, no, you're not that guy. You're living in a delusional mindset.
Yeah.
But now, because they can do a medical procedure to mutilate your body
And it's all cosmetic.
Put you, yeah, it's all it is. It doesn't change you at the subatomic level like it should.
It's no different than somebody tattooing their whole body from head to toe and, shoving rods into their forehead so that they look like a fucking Klingon.
Yep.
Okay? You're just mutilating your body. You're self-harming with the intent of altering your appearance. That's all this is.
Yep.
But because it's extremely profitable, you're not allowed to talk about it. You're an istophobic if you try to stand up to this and point out correctly that children, they do not have the cognitive capacity to make these decisions.
No, they don't.
Just let kids be kids, because when you do, it's some of the most beautiful shit you've ever seen.
Most of the time they figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they're going to be dicks to each other once in a while, but they're also capable of just tremendous honesty, which I love. Mm-hmm. That's one of my favorite things. Hey, does this dress make mommy look fat? Well, not super fat.
Yeah, I used to do the same thing.
Yeah. But then, sometimes you'll just see the love of a brother for his little sister trying to sink a dunk, and it can uplift your whole day.
Throw it! It's okay. You're strong. You want to carry? Alright. Here, freely. Now I'm going to carry you.
There you go. Yep. There you go.
Beautiful moment. And, ironically enough, also kind of a metaphor for how women are treated in the West. It's okay. I'll carry you across the finish line. Let's go.
Listen, that's not equality.
Nope.
Equality is you letting them show up at the starting line, and then once they blow the whistle to start the competition, whatever happens is what happens.
Exactly. You don't like it? Suck a dick!
Yeah.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporter Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the meat caser box.